Here is what the data shows for a typical American family grocery run in January 2022. Chicken breast, eggs, bread, pasta, coffee, milk, apples. A normal week of food for a family of 4. Based on USDA food cost data, the bill comes to around $112.
Here is the same exact list. Same store, same brands, same quantities. April 2026. Total $193. Nothing changed. Same chicken, same eggs, same bread, same family. $81 more. Every single week. That is $4,212 extra per year, just to eat the same food you were already eating 4 years ago. Nobody gave you a raise for that. Nobody asked your permission. And the story you have been told about why it happened, that it is inflation, that it is supply chains, that it is the pandemic, is only about 30% of the truth. The other 70% is a set of deliberate decisions made by companies who knew exactly what they were doing. This video is about those decisions. There are 3 separate systems working simultaneously to drain your grocery budget. Most people know about one of them. Almost nobody knows about all 3 at the same time. The first one is the obvious one: actual cost increases. Fuel costs more, so trucking costs more. Raw materials cost more, wages cost more. Real inflation is real, and it is responsible for a genuine portion of what you are paying extra. Nobody is disputing that. But here is what the cereal company does not put on the box. When their costs go up by 8%, they raise your price by 14%. They use the cover of genuine inflation to expand their profit margin at the same time. This is called price opportunism, and it is completely legal. From 2020 to 2022, corporate profits in the food industry rose 5 times faster than the rate of inflation. They were not just passing on costs, they were expanding their margins at the same time. The second force is tariffs, and this is where it gets alarming for right now in 2026 specifically. The tariffs that hit in 2025 are only now starting to reach your grocery shelf. Here is why. When a tariff raises the cost of an imported ingredient, the food manufacturer does not immediately raise your price. They have existing inventory. They have supply contracts locked in months ahead. It takes 12 to 18 months for that cost to travel from the import dock to the supermarket shelf. That delay is expiring right now. That the full tariff impact on grocery prices hits mid to late 2026. The worst is not behind you. It is in front of you. The third force is the one nobody talks about, and it is the most psychologically sophisticated of all 3. Before we get to the third force, I need to show you something on a box of cereal. Take a box of Cocoa Puffs. In 2020, the family-size box contained 19.3 ounces. By 2021, that same box, same packaging, same shelf position, same price, contained 18.1 ounces. General Mills never announced this. There was no press release. The box just quietly got lighter. Senator Elizabeth Warren's office confirmed this in a formal letter, pressing General Mills directly on the change. That is not inflation. That is a deliberate pricing decision disguised as the absence of a price change, and it has a name. It is called shrinkflation, and once you see it, you cannot unsee it. Shrinkflation is when a company keeps the price identical, but reduces the quantity inside the package. The result is a hidden price increase that your brain never registers as a price increase because the number on the shelf tag did not change. Here's why companies do this instead of just raising the price. Decades of consumer psychology research shows that shoppers are far more sensitive to price changes than quantity changes. If a $4.99 bag of chips becomes $5.49, you notice it. You might switch brands, you might complain. But if a $4.99 bag goes from 10 ounces to 8.5 ounces, you almost never notice. The package looks the same. Your hand does not weigh grocery items before putting them in the cart. Frito-Lay reduced bag sizes across multiple products between 2021 and 2023. Cottonelle reduced the number of sheets per toilet paper roll. Gatorade dropped from 32 ounces to 28 ounces at the same price, confirmed in congressional records. Here is the part that should make you most frustrated about this. The inflation number says prices went up by a certain amount. Your wallet felt something considerably higher. Both things are true at the same time. When the costs that cause the price increases go down, when fuel gets cheaper,
When the supply chain normalizes, when a commodity price drops, grocery prices do not follow them back down. This is not an accident. It is a documented economic behavior called price asymmetry, also known as rockets and feathers. Prices rocket up when costs rise and then fall like feathers, slowly, reluctantly, or not at all, when costs fall. Egg prices are the clearest example right now. The bird flu outbreak in 2022 genuinely caused egg prices to spike. Flocks were destroyed, supply dropped, prices doubled. By mid-2023, the supply had recovered significantly. But egg prices only partially returned to previous levels. The grocery chains and egg producers kept the elevated prices even after their costs had normalized. Once a price increase is established at the shelf, it typically stays there, regardless of what happens to the cost underneath it. The food industry calls this price stickiness. Everyone else calls it not getting your money back. Now back to tariffs. Because this part of the story is happening right now. In 2025, when the major tariffs were announced, companies absorbed roughly 80% of the added costs themselves. They compressed their margins and waited. They were worried about losing customers to competitors. That buffer is now running out. The 80-20 split, where companies took the hit, is flipping. Consumers are about to take it instead. Yale Budget Lab estimated in April 2026 that the current tariff policy will cost the average American household between $780 and $1,338 in lost purchasing power this year. Even the conservative end of that range is roughly $65 a month, draining quietly across everything you buy. Groceries, clothing, household goods, electronics, all hitting in the same window. And unlike the bird flu egg situation, these increases will affect dozens of categories simultaneously. But the external forces are only half the picture. Because while tariffs and shrinkflation drain your wallet from outside, the grocery store itself is designed to drain it from inside. The moment you walk through the door, you enter what retail designers call the decompression zone. It is the first 10 to 15 feet of the store, usually filled with flowers or colorful produce. It is designed to slow you down and shift your brain from efficiency mode into browsing mode. Every step is exposure to products you did not come in to buy. The longer you're in the store, the more you spend. This is documented retail strategy, used by most major supermarket chains. Here's what nobody in the food industry wants you to know. Your brain is specifically bad at tracking grocery price changes. You know roughly what coffee costs. You know roughly what chicken costs. But the precise number, the number that would tell you whether it went up 40 cents this month, you almost never know. A 6% increase on a $4 item is 24 cents. You will not notice 24 cents, but across 50 items in your cart that is $12 per shop. Across 52 weeks that is over $600 per year, in amounts too small to trigger your attention. You are not bad at budgeting. You are up against a system designed around exactly how the human brain processes prices. So what can you actually do? Every supermarket shelf by law displays a price per ounce below the product price. Compare that small number, not the big one. This alone defeats both shrinkflation and misleading sale tags. Shop the perimeter first. The outer walls contain the whole foods, produce, meat, dairy. Inner aisles are where the highest margin processed products live. Use a price tracking app. Flip and Basket are both free US apps that show you whether a sale is genuinely lower than recent history. And buy the store brand on commodities like flour, sugar, rice, pasta, canned tomatoes. The store brand is frequently made by the same manufacturer as the premium brand. And if any of this hit you the way it hit me when I first calculated it, share this video with one person who needs to see it. Subscribe so you do not miss why everything costs what it does. That is all.